this is this is a tough one, cause oh my gosh, it's that time of the year when my PC starts getting temperamental, but I'm not getting stopped, not at all. So, why don't you join me in my new green screen? Let's go to the green screen. Hey everybody, gaze into my eyes. I am ready, ready to make you my own. Okay, hey everybody, my name is Nin Cobra, and I am back. Even though I got a little BSOD just as I was starting to stream, things were not running as well as I thought as I wanted them to. But now we are in. Oh my gosh. ah, I'm. I am. I am out of. Oh, let me. A second. Wait. Um. There we go. Okay, let me put it like this. There we go. Should be able to hear some audio. Okay. I just want to get myself in the game and just trying out something else for the time being. As I am just intentionally trying to. Ah. By the by. Wait a second. I need to set some things. Well, the game is set up, thank goodness. Oh wait, I need to do some things. Click that. Oh wow. Okay, click that. Click that and click that. I knew things would look a bit different. Now that you can see anything that I'm doing. Yeah, you're. I think it's better if I just do this. Good. Okay. So, a little bit of history about my little PC. My little war machine over here. I bought this in 2019, late 2019. It was a big sacrifice back in the day because I didn't think I should have spent $1,000 on, whatever. So, but I was happy. It was like I finally have a PC which I can game on, and of course I had to try with the game I've always wanted to play, Resident Evil 2. No, no, not the original Resident Evil 2. I've played that one a long time ago. Oh wait, I just noticed something. There we go. Oh, I want to address something real quick. Okay, emote only chat is off, by the way. I want to address something real quick. It hasn't happened to me, and I'm glad it hasn't happened to me. But wait, is my yeah, it is. It is. It's just the 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 background music is loud on my end, although it should be soft on your end. Um, I haven't had any hate race, thank goodness. Knock on wood. But just to be certain, and I hope people don't feel too bad about this. There's gonna be a 10-minute delay between uh, a person following me and a person being able to write. Let me see. Yeah, right now it's it. Yeah, I do apologize to people who might come in and just like want to immediately engage with me, but I'm not gonna take any risks. I have to take all these securities until we are certain that Twitch has said, hate rates are a thing of the past, or at least we are actively doing something about hate rates. Because I've heard the news about them. I heard the news about them decide saying, hey, we're looking into two people who have been responsible for hate rates, and that's great. But that's just two people, and you cannot possibly tell me that all of the targeted hatreds that all of these people got were only two people. Something about it just rubs me the wrong way. Just thinking hate rates were all done by just these two people. Oh, for a second there, I was wondering if something happened to my computer again. Because that would be fantastic if my computer decides, hey, I'm just gonna blue screen again. Please don't blue screen again. But I guess it's about time. I've dawdled enough, and I just about ready to continue. Oh, also, I hope this background is pleasant enough. I'm thinking of like checking some backgrounds that I can use. I certainly did like this background when I first saw it. It's like, yep, I want this background. But I'm starting to it's including backgrounds that kind of look like a house. I might take a picture of my own bedroom, but my bedroom isn't exactly the most clean place. Then again, I'm a streamer. Um, I'm not exactly known for my cleanliness. Nobody heard that, right? Good. Good. Let's go straight to the game. Okay. There we go. All right. I want to put something very, very important. Sorry. I should probably not have that ready to go. I want to ask something very important. I'm going to keep it on the chat. Please let me know if the audio levels... Here we go. I'm just going to put that in the chat, and if anybody ever comes in and says, hey, you're just a little too low, too high, they are more than welcome to come in. Anyway, it's been long enough. After a crash, after a lot of stuff, we can finally go back and play the Greatest Citronic Chronicles. So now we were going to explore this place, because, man. Okay. I just jumped right into it. I just feel like I forgot to introduce what was going to happen. Last time we finally managed to get Gina to say yes, you can represent me. Finally. So now we're officially examining the crime scene. Also, one more thing to say. This case is definitely deeply involved with the third case, which could be involved with every other case in this series, in one way or another. So let's continue. Iris, I noticed that I've been challenged a lot by all the female voices here. Oh, my gosh. Like, Iris, you're cute and everything, but my word, I don't have the most feminine voices ever, so I apologize. This is why I don't I don't try to make like a feminine avatar character, because I know I will never be able to fool anybody as a feminine voice. Just saying. That's a music box. Do you have them? You have them where you come from right now? Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan. Ah, well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen? Um, can we? This is a sweet tune. I like it. What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound? It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks. Oh my gosh. Never mind that. If I didn't say anything, I'll tell Grexy to have a word. Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. One thing, oh wait. One thing I noticed is that, where's Susato? Because Susato should at least be around here. At least I hope. Okay, we could talk to them, but I want to explore. These shelves are where the pawnbroker puts articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy. Yes, it's a really strange miscellany, isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example? Well, sometimes you can find some real treasures among all the junk, you know. You're not wrong. Are you alright, Yuruno? It's just, well, it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole. But when you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you want them. Even that horse statue. That's exactly how the pawnbroker works. They're very clever. It's that strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they're right in front of your eyes. It makes you think. When Mr. Schultz gleefully showed it to us yesterday, we were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. Hold up! This is the first real bit of evidence. Wait! Look there! Ah yes, bullet hole. Oh, there's Susato. Thank you for coming in. And I can see the bullet still lodged in the wall. Presumably, Mr. Windibank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time. Well, Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that. I'll be honest. I never understood the correlation between patriotism and guns. Yeah, it's like how are weapons supposed to represent patriotism in any country, in any level? I might just be speaking into the wind here, but no, I don't see it. Sorry? It's all there in the vectors of Sherlock Holmes, you know? Sorry, wrong voice again. Isn't that right, Iris? Did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps. In jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It is quite a dangerous pastime. He doesn't do it often? He shouldn't even do it once. Forget that for now, Reno. Let's examine this bullet. Yes, because we got evidence. What's that around the bullet hole? Well, there's blood. Is it blood? A suspicious red stain on the calendar. I may well be able to help with that. What? Oh, are we doing this? There's nothing like a sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Runo? Iris, you're getting a little too excited about the sight of blood. I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris. I'm afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it, you see. When it comes to blood, we're all different types. Yes, what a scientific observation, I guess. So you need this. Oh no, what is that scary looking thing? Hurley and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet, but as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Watch! Oh, the color of the blasting has changed. This is so luminol. It might as well be luminol, but you know, it's not like glowing blue. It's just green. There. Does it make sense now? Yes, I think I'm starting to understand. Good. It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, you see. Ah, yes. How wonderful. The chemical fires combines with the blood and makes it change color. So you can identify whose blood it is by what you look at a flash. Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris! Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Gina inside is bleeding great. I took me a hot minute to get that. So, whose blood are we looking at then? You didn't think this one through, did you, Iris? Well, all the chemical dust is turned the blood a different colors, so... Just find someone whose blood turns the same color, and you'll know who it belongs to, in a flash. My money's on that. That is Sholmes' blood. Yeah, not really helpful, man. It's more like two flashes, really, isn't it? One flash or two. This could very well turn out to be a very valuable clue. So we must make a note of it in the court record. Okay. Blood samples portfolio. Sample of blood analyzed with a special chemical indicator developed by Mr. Sholmes. Different people's blood turns different colors. Let's keep testing and adding the results. Of any other blood analysis to the portfolio. As long as I have reagent left, I'm sure. Please tell me you have enough reagent. So I guess we got a very legit clue now. Sorry. Let's talk to you. This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here. Shh! Keep it down! Oh, sorry. There's a major clue just here. Really? Then we must tell Grexy at once. But as soon as I report it, that'll be it. I'll be stuck here even longer. Wow. London's police force, everybody. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been out for 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over my shift. Oh, London's police force, everybody. Poor man. They really haven't got time, the British police. That doesn't stop us investigating, though, does it? No, I suppose not. I'm fairly sure it was the calendar he was peering at. Oh, let me see if these people found clues. Police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Instructions for jars to examine every article in the shop and every ledger and book of accounts. Every article? But that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. We've been audited ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early aughts. We're sifting through it all in shifts at least. But still, we'll be working through the night, that's for sure. And even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface. A crime in a pawnbroker's. He must be every policeman's worst nightmare. It's every copper's worst nightmare, you know? A crime at the pawnbrokers. I just said that. So let's see, is there anything else? Okay. Oh. Yeah, he's saying the same thing the other guy says. Fine, nothing new here. What's this? There's the article ledger here and Mr. Windybank's notes and... Huh? What's this? It looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind. Oh, look in the back. There's some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Sissy. Show us. Okay, 15 February, 10:30 p.m. Article deposited. One gentleman's overcoat. Oh dear lord. Loan amount paid, £1. Redemption deadline, 15th April, 10:30 p.m. Oh dear lord. Gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1. Caligula was a very fine coat, in fact. I think... Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Jeannie redeemed yesterday. And he's still wearing, which belonged to McGilded. I would never have expected a redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though. It seems Mr. Winterbanks just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have in hand. But this photograph of a cat looks very familiar, doesn't it? I'm sure I've seen this exact same picture somewhere else recently. Oh, yes, you're right. Very recently. It's the same as the one Jeannie gave us earlier. Of course, I was forgetting that she gave us that print. Well, what are you waiting for, Miss Nettlehill, to get it out? Alright. Alright. Let the coxswain. They are exactly the same? No, they're not exactly the same. Oh, this is one of those. Yeah, it's a 3D image. I'm pretty sure that if I, stand far back enough and try to cross my eyes, I'll be able to see a 3D image. I'm trying it, so it's hard as all get out. Yeah. There's a way to make these images to work out the cross-eye on these images, but it's kind of difficult. I can't do it. It's a 3D image. What you're seeing is a 3D image. I've got it. These two photographs hide an amazing secret. Secret? What does she mean? You must tell us, Iris, at once. Do you really want to know? Yes, we need you to tell us all you know about this pair of photographs. Oh, come on, Iris. Make us click 2 eyes just to get your information and stuff. So, Iris, about those 2 photographic prints. The one we found here on Mr. Winterbank's counter and the one Gina gave us before. What's this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these 2 identical prints? Actually, that's not quite right. Sorry? What's not quite right? If you look carefully, the 2 prints aren't the same. Not exactly. They're not? Have another look at them now. Oh, I almost lost my... Okay. You see that they're just slightly different from each other. I think so. It's very subtle, though. That's because they're 3D images. But what's the reason for the subtle difference between the 2 prints? Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I just have a little snack, and whenever I snack, I just turn off the mic so you don't have to hear me crunch and stuff. Yes. Well, it's because they're set, you see. No, I don't. These pair of photographs. It's meant to be used in the stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment. Oh, stereoscope. Why do I feel as though I've heard that word before recently? Oh, yes. That's what Mr. Schultz showed us yesterday. That thing. Oh my gosh. That took a long time just to get here. You see, there it is, just over there. Ah, yes, of course. The magical machine that makes Victor looks almost real enough to touch. Well, actually, it is quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of those contraptions. You're able to see 3D without having to use 3D technology. It's possible. That's what I was trying to do, but it's difficult. What, really? Do you know how a pair of flat photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place? I have no I have no idea. Also wanna I just noticed this thing. This is actually kind of adorable. Oh, those are really adorable. I don't know if they Oh, no, no, no. I thought they were like they might be a reference to something, but it's definitely like bunny versions of Sholmes and bunny Sholmes and mouse type Iris. Or maybe she's supposed to be a bunny as well, but those big ears give me mouse vibes. That is adorable. Oh, wonderful. Then I'll be able to tell you. She's over the moon, bless her. Should we let her explain though? We really need to carry in the investigation. No, yes, let's. I, for one, simply have to know. Alright. How's their topic prints work? This is incredible because it's like, if this was it's still on the 3DS, if this was somehow being re-released on the 3DS, I would have loved it. One, two, I probably would have got it on the 3DS as well. Three, I would have definitely would have cranked up the 3D. Granted, it's just a couple of things that would have looked in 3D, but still, I like the 3D effect. That's one of the things I will fight forever. The 3D effect on the 3DS was one of the biggest missed opportunities for a lot of people. For a lot of people, for a lot of developers, for a lot of games. The 3D effect on the 3DS, and the 3D effect in general, okay, I'm gonna say something controversial, not right now. The 3D effect and like the 3D effect is no more a gimmick than HD and 4K is. The only difference is no, and there's not even much of difference. You need specialized hardware to see the images in that way. The only big difference is 3D is not at a level where you can just casually look at something in 3D sitting on a couch without say glasses or without having to stare at something in a particular like angle. Like we haven't gotten to the point where you can just sit all around the TV and it can be turned and you can turn the 3D on and it just works. The moment we get to that point where 3D imagery can be shot out of a screen, and you can just sit down and watch it without having to wear 3D glasses, or that is when 3D is gonna. But honestly, but that's the thing about the 3DS. The 3DS was like a step closer there. We were closer. But the problem with the 3DS and the Audio Stereopic 3D is that it only works for the one person that's playing it. 3D doesn't work for two or more people. If you have two people, then the 3D is going to look very, very funky, very, very weird. I would love to see when the technology gets here that 3D looks so great, 3D is so advanced, that multiple people can sit on front of a TV. Not have to deal with any glasses, and they can just enjoy 3D images. Simple as that. And yes, I understand 3D isn't for everybody, but hey, when is anything for everybody? 3D is not for everybody. Okay, fine. Guess what? 3D is what? 3D polygonal images aren't for everybody. Games are not for everybody. Movies are not for everybody. It's like, if your argument against 3D is that it's not for everybody, get the hell out of here. Nothing is for everybody. Just let you know. So yeah, long story short, I love 3D. I love the 3DS for attempting to do something with it, even though it eventually just went back into 3D just went back into obscurity and is not being used by anybody basically anymore. So let's continue here. Have you considered, Reno, how our eyes see depth in the world around us? Well, I just open them and it works. But the reason it works is because we have two eyes. Two eyes? Shocking. If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away. Let's see. What you see with your left eye? And what you see with your right eye? Notice that the images change slightly behind us. Remember again, this was originally a 3DS game. I cannot believe this is still here when this has not been released as a 3DS title in the US. Just saying. Also, none of these versions are 3D unless for some reason they can make this game stereoscopic 3D on the PC. Somebody please mod that in. I will buy this game again if you do that. Are ever so slightly different. You get a different view with each eye. Yes, the position of objects seems to shift slightly. Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one. That's how we can sense. Oh, sorry. That's how we can sense depth in everything we see. Oh, my brain really is amazing, isn't it? It does so much without telling me. I think you see. So, the pair of photographs consists of a left eye view, and a right eye view, right? Well done, Sissy. You're so quick. So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two images together in your head, you'll be able to see depth in these prints. Yes, Reno, you're beginning to understand. And a stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to just that. Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all. You can? Really? Alright, how do we view stereoscopic prints without a stereoscope? Or without any sort of 3D imagery, since none of my devices can do 3D? Ah. That's right. Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope. Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. Susan really loves this kind of thing. You need to be able to cross your eyes. That's the main thing. Can you both do that? Cross my eyes? I think I can. Okay, watch me and see if you can copy. Oh my gosh, she looks so goofy. I mean, she's 10 years old, so it fits her character. But she still looks so goofy. Make your eyes do this. Alright, let me try. Are you ready, Mr. Naruto? Oh, Susato. I can't. She looks so goofy too. Oh no, we're taking a picture of this. You guys look wonderful. You both look fabulous. I can't look. This is... Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, calm down. I'm just gonna drink some water. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna drink some water. Okay, this is magnificent. There, how's that? Wonderful. Now it's your turn, Reno. The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with your eyes at the same time. Oh. I guess I can make it work. Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring at you cross-eyed. No kidding. Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try looking at the prints. Okay, let's see if I can pull that off. Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. I can sort of cross my eyes a little bit, so the images come out of focus, but yeah, this is gonna be a problem. I also have glasses, so that's not gonna be an easy thing. Uh, yeah, things will look kind of like that. You should see two overlapping images like this. Yep, that's pretty much how I was looking at them. You try now, Bruno. I'm just gonna have to give it a try, I suppose. Alright, let's see. This is the part where you do it alongside with me. Cross your eyes. Don't, okay. There's an easier way. Because looking at the bridge of your nose, I'm gonna take off my glasses. Yeah, that helps, but it's kind of like a... Yeah, I can't do it. There's an easier way though, and that is like use your finger. I'm not sure, use a finger or use a pencil, and just keep focusing on it. Okay, just put it like maybe like. I'm gonna teach you how to do it without. If you can't do the bridge of your nose tactic, do which I cannot do. Do what I do. Okay, grab a pencil or your own finger if you don't have a pencil. Put your arm like maybe like within like half an arm's length between you and the finger and the finger or the pencil. Focus on the pencil or finger. Focus on it. You're already cross-eyed when you do that. If you want to become more cross-eyed, just keep focusing on the finger or the pencil and bring it closer and closer to you. The more you do it, the more cross-eyed you become. And you will notice on the background images are gonna start to like split apart. The problem with such a thing. Okay. So yeah, I can do it. So, did the print split into two images for you? Okay, now the next step. So it did work for me. It's just obviously you're not gonna see it because you know I can't really do the thing here. Is to put the pair of prints side by side like this, and then try crossing your eyes again. The prints should slowly merge together until they form a new single image in the center. Oh, yes! Listen to how though, it works! I can see it in the middle now! It's oh my gosh! This game is so serious. It's actually, I feel like it's more serious than the other Saturn games, but then when you throw stuff like this, I just can't. It looks so real. I could look at it all day. I wouldn't advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt. Right. Yes, and yes, your eyes will hurt if you do it a lot. Okay, your turn, Bruno. Alright, let's try this. Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Okay, the whole point is this. Like it's just a third image, like the two images should split and a third image should appear in between the two, which has the focus that you need, the depth that you need. The problem with me is that the moment I see that it happens, I want to look directly at it, and then it means I'm focusing on it, and then I lose it all. But it sort of works. Let's just pretend that it works. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle. Like this, I think. See, forget it. Enjoy Rinosuke. I'm not able to do it. There, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work. So I'm gonna assume that all of this is just, hey, turn this 3D slider up. Also, this could have been a very cool thing about the 3D slider. You know, one thing about the 3D slider in the 3DS, it's not just an on-off switch. It's a slider. So when you turn it on, the more you turn it, the more things can change in the image. Not just in 3D, but also in the image quality, image filtering. I think the best game that does this is actually New Super Mario Bros. 2. When you turn it, you have 3D all the way off, everything looks crystal clear. But when you turn it on, there's like a depth of field focus thing, and the things as the 3D effect turns on or turns higher up, things in the background are pushed further back, and then they become blurrier because depth of field and we're focusing on the front, not the back. So that's another thing I'd say about the 3DS that a lot of people seem to have missed out. The 3D effect could have been used for so many beautiful things. Instead, it's 3D on, 3D off, or even no 3D at all. Which fine. I mean, I understand not everybody enjoys 3D, and 3D can give you headaches. That's a valid thing. If you say 3D, I don't like 3D because 3D gives me headaches, that's a valid thing. But I still enjoy 3D, and I still hope there's a future where 3D can become a viable option for viewing basically everything. Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. So, what do you think of these stereoscopic rings then, Bruno? They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly. Nope, they're not. No, some people find it easier than others. I find it exceptionally difficult to do it on my own like that. That's why contraptions like this exist, for people who find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. We saw one over there yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, it's still there. If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here, then set the pair of photographs in the stand at the back. It's still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works now. I mean, yeah, it's still cool because here's the thing about 3D, and it's a little bit of what makes it cool, and also a little bit uncanny. You can tell that the 3D effect is fake, that it's not real like 3D depth perception. Because when you look, when you burying people that for some reason or another only have one eye. When you look at the world, you have both your healthy eyes, and you look at the world. You're not looking at saying, "Oh my gosh, that thing close by looks so 3D. It looks like it can really touch it." I mean, you can really touch it. Come on. No, no. It just works. It's just like, okay, this is closer to me than this other thing. It's all fine. It's all right. It's not. It's not. It's not. How can I say this? Words escape me. It's not something that you think too much, because it's something that just happens. But then when you look at a 3D image, and for like a 3D movie or game on the 3DS, for example, you are what you think it is. First of all, you're already aware that this is supposed to be 3D. So already your mind is already out of it by saying, okay, this is supposed to be 3D. Let me see how it looks. And then when you look at it, it doesn't quite mesh 100%. And it's not just, oh, 3D, the 3D technology isn't there yet. It's more, I can tell this is fake. I can tell this is two images spliced together to make one image that has some level of depth. And you can tell, just as you can tell that a CGI image, no matter how well done it is, you can tell that a CGI image is CGI. You can tell a 3D image is 3D, and it's 3D and not like has actual real depth, even though it looks as good as it can be. I should probably don't shouldn't eat this many Pringles. But man, okay. Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these and folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently. But if those little machines are so affordable, surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them. But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case. Stereoscopic pictures. I never even heard of them until yesterday. We certainly learned a lot about them. But I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll even actually need. Oh, believe me, I thought in the last case that the events happening on the top apartment meant nothing, and then we realized that they meant everything for the case. So yeah. So we got white photograph number 2, the photograph depicting a sweet little white cat. It feels as though I have just an print just like this one. So we had the second one. All that just to have that piece of evidence. Alright. Have I showed you my armband? Hey Iris, have I showed you my armband? You mind if I show you this, Iris? It's just a boring old... Oh yeah, I did. Oh, I don't really like boring things. Yeah. He's basically saying, don't call it a boring thing. By the way, yes, we know it's this, but the important part is this. This is the ticket that Gina brought here yesterday. Yes, having been entrusted to her by Mr. McGilda 2 months earlier. Article deposited, one gentleman's overcoat. And the other redemption ticket was in the pocket of that coat. Yes, for a small box deposited 2 days before the omnibus incident. Could that have anything to do with all this? Perhaps. I wonder about the blood. Miss Naruhodo, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's something rather troubling there. Here. I have noticed. The red smear, you mean? Yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wonder if Susato-san had picked up on that. Well, in that case, yes, we need Iris. We should show this to her before we forget. So now we got the pawnbroker's ticket of the coat. Redemption ticket was issued from the pawnbroker owned by the victim, Mr. Winnebank. There's what looks like a bloody finger mark on it. Alright. So let's present this to Iris. Oh, that looks like blood. Yes. I will say it's from a gloved finger. Almost certainly a glove made of leather. Well, don't worry, Reno. You can leave the rest to me. Alright. So, which color does it turn? Purple. Look at that. Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, isn't it? We simply must add it to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Right. Although, it would be nice to find out whose blood these different colors correspond to at some point. Yes, don't worry, we'll get to that, don't worry about it. It's just that we're just exploring this. This is a treasure trove examination. And introspection, it seems, but yeah. Well, this particular stain of blood. Oh, you have an idea, have you? Do you know whose blood this is? It's for the code, right? If this is one for the code, honestly, I have no idea. How could I? We don't have a known sample of the same color. Without that, it's impossible to know. Oh, how very vexing. I wonder... What? Well, it's true that the color doesn't help us, but what about considering how the mark came to be there in the first place? You might have an idea about that, mightn't you, Bruno? Not if you keep staring at me like that, no! Let's try it again, shall we? Well, this particular stain of blood... Oh, you've had an idea, haven't you? Do you know who's... Oh my gosh! I can't get out of this. I have to say I think I do. But I must. Yes, I have an idea whose blood this is. Not from the color it turned, but with a little deduction. That's right. I think it's clear. Iris, you know as well? You first, Rita. Who do you think it belongs to? Alright. I believe that this is the blood of... It's the coat. So... I think it's Windibank's. I think this is Windibank's blood. You think somehow it could be Mr. Windibank's blood? Well, he would have been the last person to have handled the ticket. Something to simplest answer is the right one. But Mr. Windibank had no injuries. Before he was shot, that is. We're trying to work out who the blood came from, so we can rule out anyone who hadn't been bleeding straight away. Yes, of course. Well, perhaps it's not a concept you can really grasp unless you play it before yourself. Darling, I do not want to bleed. Thank you. Funny enough, I have accidentally cut myself before. But thanks for the mildly threatening advice, Iris. I'll have to think this through some more. Who do we know was bleeding at the time? Okay, so if it's not... The only other person is Tri-Spire Mason. Let's see... He's not McGilded. I don't see Gina being... So, I'm gonna say it's Mason. Let's try Tri-Spire Mason. You don't sound very sure of yourself the way you trailed off there. Well, it was 2 months ago now in that case. And of course, I never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. He was definitely Tri-Spire, though. The victim of the omnibus case. Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Tri-Spire Mason. But that would mean that his bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Hold up! This is for the coat! This is for the box. And this is for the coat. If this is indeed Mason's blood, how did that blood came to be there? That is intriguing. I have no idea how, but they're suggesting that Mason's blood came into contact with that somehow. Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Windibank's yesterday. I'm suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at the time. So it's a mere blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night. We've successfully acquitted a killer. That's all you gotta say. We've successfully acquitted a killer. I feel bad. Now I asked you, what could Haddo's solve wouldn't rushing to have a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give I reached out to give the man a hand. It certainly does look like a leather glove thumbprint, this mark. But we know that Mr. McGilda had no injuries at the time anywhere on his body, from which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason. Mr. Naruhodo, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes. Oh, 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 Susato. Susato-san, don't make me. You're making me blush. Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope. Yes, I think you're right, Bruno. Very well. Let's make a note of this. Okay, so the blood only has been identified as Mr. Mason's. Alright. 2 samples of blood analyzed for a special chemical indicator with Mr. Shows. Different people's blood turns different colors. Alright. Alright. Nothing more to converse about her, but let's examine more stuff. Let's see. I guess the shovel or spade, I don't know. Oh, okay. The ledger's open in the counter. Really enormous, isn't it? It's an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn. It's too much to think about. Better tell it all and have a clear head if you ask me. But clearly, Mr. Winterback was very careful when it came to articles in his care. So there's really nothing here. Alright. Nothing else here. Can we go down here? Okay. Behind the door. It's the storeroom, isn't it? That's what Grexy said. Let's go in. Susato, I know. Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. Through a little window in the door. That was a gunshot. What was it called? Oh my gosh. It was a really close gunshot. Mr. Winterbank face on the floor with Gina beside him. As the accused legal representative, you have the right to examine the scene of the crime, Mr. Naruhodo. We must make a thorough investigation. Yes, of course. And we will. Behind the door, that's the real scene of the crime. Don't worry. If there are any clues in there, I'll find them. For Gina's sake. Alright, so I guess we just... I pressed him back. I guess we just move there. Yep, the way. We could linger here longer, I think. Alright. Let's see what's in here. And oh my gosh. It's actually bigger than I thought it was gonna be, the storeroom. 16th April, Winterbank storeroom. Poor Iris. She's glammed out completely. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Winterbank's life was taken in this very room only last night. Iris, are you okay, girl? Oh, Gregson! Oh! Wait, Inspector! What is it now, Sunshine? You took one look at me and tried to run away. You think a scholar you're expected to run away from some job after the defense lawyer to ya? That's what you just tried to do? Iris? I just... Well...
I've never seen her ladyship looking like that before, is the thing. I don't know what to say to her.
So you weren't running away from me, you were running away from a 10-year-old. Duly noted. As we explained in the last session, Gregson isn't exactly the most, how do you say this? Gregson isn't exactly, blah. He definitely knows where his money comes from, and he doesn't want to stir the pot too much. I'm afraid this is all a little too much for young Iris. Some gentle reassurance might go a long way, perhaps, Inspector. Iris. You don't have to be here, Iris. You don't have to actually sit down and or stand there and be in this crime scene, you know.
Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you?
Gregson, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Gregson, Gregson, darling. Gregson, come here. Come here a second, Gregson. Over here. A little bit closer. A little bit closer. You ass! What is wrong with you? Oh dear, what the heck is wrong with you? I don't think that went very well. You think?
Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine. I told you not to get under my feet.
And we have investigating to do ourselves. Yes. I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say. Hardly. You inquire how Solmes's operation is going. You ass. Anyway, let's talk about... Well, first about the scene of crime. So, Inspector, what did you make of the scene of the crime here?
You got eyes, haven't you? Use them. It is what it looks like. Nothing more, nothing less.
Iris, could you lend me a hand? So, Grexy, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Oh, yes, your ladyship. Do allow me to humbly explain. Last night, shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard police attended the scene. The one and only door in this storeroom was found locked from the inside.
So it was locked from the inside. The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officer's doing?
Quite right, ma'am. Quite right. We took the liberty to smash in the door in as humbly as possible.
Oh.
As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor, thus wise. Next to the aforementioned body, we discovered that the Val got a child.
Are you talking about Jenny? She's my friend, you know, Inspector.
Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up in the floor, dead to the world.
She's still alive, you know.
Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious.
Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. Sorry, that was not okay.
And I'm afraid to say she had the gun that was used in her hand.
No. Presumably, it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now.
In her pocket? In her pocket, we found a key to the door as well.
What? The key to the storeroom? And you say the storeroom had been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Correct, all which leaves her ladyship's friend in something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid.
You're making me hungry, Inspector. That's it. I'm getting some fish and chips. Who wants some? Everybody who's here right now is getting fish and chips. Only applies for the live performance. Anybody here gets fish and chips for free. You have to just say hi in the next 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, all of you who said I are getting free fish and chips from me. I forgot to mute the mic when I put the Pringles in my mouth. Oh boy. Okay.
Obviously, my personal opinion is that there's also some sort of misunderstanding.
Oh, sure. Now he says that because it's her friend. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Anyway, any news on Sholmes? Because honestly, I am a little bit... Grace, do you know anything about Hurley? Is the operation finished? Is Hurley alright? Is he?
The thing is,
Don't miss yours, Inspector, please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes says... Yes.
No. The operation's done and dusted. It's just that, well...
Out with it! Oh, she's gonna pull a Susa to take down on the Inspector.
Yes, ma'am. They use something called a general anesthetic. It's the latest thing, renders the whole body insensitive.
The whole body... Anesthesia? Okay. Anestheticide. No, that's wrong. Anesthetized. Anesthetized? Alright. We're doing this. Okay. Let's see if this helps.
Anesthetized. Anesthetized. Anesthetized.
Let's see.
Anesthetized.
Anesthetized. Anesthetized. Okay, yeah. I can work with that. Anesthetized. Let's see it.
The boy was anesthetized before the dentist repaired his tooth.
Thank you, Miss Female from the United States. Anesthetized. There we go. The whole body anesthetized? Is that even possible?
It means the operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep.
Goodness. In the Empire of Japan, we can just imagine to provide a laughing gas for a tooth extraction.
Oh, the trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They couldn't get the medication to work at first, so it took hours for him to nod off, or so I heard. So now that the op's finished, they can get him to wake up, apparently.
Oh dear lord. We are circling back to the first case, if you guys haven't remembered. We're definitely circling back to the first case at this point. Oh dear lord. Oh my!
No one knows if this is anesthetic in the system or the bloke's just plain exhausted. But anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes round again.
Hurley.
The moment he opens his eyes to your ladyship, I swear I shall get the word to you.
What a surprise. Even in matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. These Pringles are so good. I could do maybe some Pringles ASMR. I don't think you guys want to hear some Pringles ASMR, but I could do it if you wanted. As for half of the stream is gonna be me muting myself because I'm eating Pringles. I'm just gonna put them on the side. Ignore them. Okay, so that's about as much as we know. Let's examine this place. There might be some things that aren't like directly related to the case like this that might actually be interesting. Let's start with this. Look at all those articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them. I can't believe how many there are. A bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings. Look! Pieces of different people's lives quietly gathering dusting here together. There's something very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policemen shuffling around. Not much I can do about that, sunshine. So yeah, that covers all of this. Oh, there's a box here. Show me the box. I think there's the box. Out of all the articles in the storeroom, this is the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. What? Oh no! Oh my gosh, are you telling me that's the box? Not the box from the thing, but the other box. Not the box that we have the ticket off. The other. Oh no. Iris, I'm sorry. That's the box file where the manuscript has been kept in. It's Iris' unpublished story, The Hound of Baskerville, the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, it sold it. Without telling you. We must check inside the box at once. Yes. And? He was there. Iris' story was there. Really? He was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris? Yes. I mean, of course. I believe Hurley when he said he deposited here. But still, it's a relief to actually see it. Really? Because that's not a very hidden frown. Well, Iris' manuscript, I knew it was going to become evidence. A long, unpublished story that Mr. Sholmes deposited at the pawnbrokery of the victim, Mr. Winterbeck. It's entitled The Hound of the Baskervilles. We'll figure out what it is. Eventually. Okay, moving along. So, yes. It exists. It's a real thing. And we have it in our evidence. We have to look at it. The Hound of the Baskervilles by Iris Wilson. Oh! See, okay, go back. The way you look at it like this, it almost makes you think that it could have been like an image, just an image. But then this happens. Whee! There's nothing suspicious. It's just the manuscript. There's not like blood on it or anything. So, The Hound of the Baskervilles. How does Susan Sound know the exact title of this unpublished story? I suppose I just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, doesn't look like anything else is out of the ordinary for this. Okay, name unknown. Oh, that's actually pretty nifty. Alright. Okay. The police have marked this position of the body, the position of the body with a chalk line.
Poor Mr. Windybank. He was a nice old man.
Well, he was shot just once, through the heart. Most likely the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. Still, man. This must be his blood then.
I don't like to have such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps... Don't worry, Sissy. I'm ready for action! Pew!
This is gonna be pink. Shocking pink. Oh no, it's blue, like the luminol thing. Alright. So we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts to Mr. Windybank's blood.
And it doesn't match our analysis of the blood stain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add the sample to the others we've already collected anyway.
I'm telling you, the blood that was there has to be Shom's. So you had the third blood sample. Alright. Alright, since there's nothing else to look at, as far as I can tell, let's look at the gun. This is a revolver, a real one. Yeah, I don't think they know much about guns over there. Heck, I don't think, honestly, that there's still how to say this? Like, it's still rare for just your average Joe in Japan to have a gun. I think, I'm not sure about gun laws in Japan, but it's apparently very difficult for you to have a gun over there.
And quite possibly the murder weapon, just to take Mr. Windybank's life. What's the matter, Sissy? You really look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that we've rarely seen a gun in the flesh.
And I've had issues with guns in the past. But anyway, we saw Mr. Windybank with this yesterday, didn't we? Oh yeah, I forgot about the first case involved a gun. I shall have to take my own life! I forget how it's Windybank. It must be the same gun. And last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the store here, yep, it definitely looked. It was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand. Point blank. That's the word I was looking for. He was shot in a point blank, and the burn marks show that.
Mr. Windybank told us that he only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired.
So we can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. Anything else that we can ascertain from his? Iris?
Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to do here, so I'm going to... Okay, not converse. Let's see if we can present something new. We already presented a presentation paper, so let's... Is there anything we can grab from this? Inspector, what do you make of this? What have we here then? A redemption ticket for an article deposited here, is it? Looks as someone ran out of office stationery and wrote on ticket for every paper was on hand. Yes, this is the ticket for McGilda's overcoat. The one that little diver turned... Oh, sorry. Yes, this is a ticket for Matilda's overcoat. The one that little diver turned up with yesterday. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Hmm? Really? I think you know better than me, don't you? No, I didn't mean to...
Reno's right, Grexy. This isn't the same ticket.
Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. I've never doubted your ladyship. What about it then? Why be so bold as to ask?
This is a second ticket.
Second one? It seems that Mr. McGillen in fact had another article in storage here at Windibanks. Is that right?
I think we need to discuss this further with the inspector, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh good, because he's ever so easy to talk to. You know, in the original Ace Attorney games, I always had a problem figuring out if we were done in an area or not. But I'm glad they started making it clearer as each installment came along. So I know for a fact we're not done in this place. Maybe this is the final thing. Maybe there's gonna be one more thing. What was it? This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. Matilda's overcoat. You mean to tell me? Yes, there was more than just the music box disc. It seems. I should have insisted on the last taking it back to the yard and examining it properly.
Well, according to the details on this ticket, Mr. McGilda deposited another article here with Mr. Windibank.
Yeah, I can see it written here. Small box, was it?
Do you have any idea where it is, Grexy? Any idea at all? It's another article belonging to Mr. McGilda. It could be an important clue.
Well, yes, I suppose it could be. Oh, please stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes! All full of hope and expectation. It's too much pressure. My bubbles, I'll go barking. Stop, please, stop. You're gonna get fat. Also, you're gonna choke on your food. But first, you're gonna get fat. Okay, this is no time for dog impressions, Inspector. That's enough out of you, Sunshine. There's one... There's one thing that springs to mind. According to this ticket, the redemption deadline's already passed, isn't it?
Yes, of course. Articles only held for 2 months. So the small books will no longer be here, then.
That's right. It's been forfeited.
Which means it could be on the shelves in the front shop. Front of the shop, where forfeited items are offered for sale.
Yes, the shelves in the front. We must search them at once. You're wasting your time.
Huh?
There are dozens of little boxes out there. Hundreds, even. We can't possibly know which one might have been gilded. The information's not written in the ledger.
Well, I think we should at least have a look, just in case.
Of course, leadership, of course. Very sensible of you, of course. I'm sure. This is getting old. You can say that again. Aw. Wait, what's going on?
I nearly jumped out of my skin here. How can Mr. Windibank such a wicked trap?
I doubt he set out to scare anyone. So time has passed. I see a lot of boxes and I wonder which one could be. I think I know which one was McGilded's. Just saying.
Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Jean another visit soon.
Huh?
Her trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you will be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. Do you remember, Reno? You told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really? Did I say that? Ryunosuke!
Yes, you did. The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching.
In that case, we'd better hurry back to the prison and talk to Jin again. Is there any reason to examine this any longer? Doesn't seem to be. Except... here. I have a sneaky suspicion. Stop it, little stick!
Yes, this is where all the items that have been forfeited by the original owners are for sale. That's right. They've all got little price labels in them, but there are so many.
I wonder if the small box this ticket was for is still on the shelf somewhere. The box that Mr. McGill deposited here just over 2 months ago.
Even if it were, finding it promises to be very troublesome indeed. There are so many boxes. It could be any one of them.
Mr. Sholmes said that a pawnbroker's was the safest place to store anything, more secure than a bank's vault. So perhaps this small box of McGilda's contains something of very great value.
Well, if that's the case, he'd probably have kept it locked.
So then we need to find every box with a lock and break them all open.
That sort of is going to get you arrested. I won't let that happen.
This takes me back. It's been some time since the sound last threw me. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. We won't be able to figure that out. But I guess we are... Okay. Please, Gina, please. Be kind to us. You need representation, and we need to figure the truth of this matter. Let us do this together. Okay. Gina, good. You're back.
The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Ginny? Was it awful? Oh, don't bother me.
Thank you for the papers you signed before. I meant we were able to investigate and win the banks.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy. What's the point of asking? Won't change what everyone's saying. What I did. There's not...
Gina, we came to ask you for the final decision.
What decision?
About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not? Gina?
I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. Naruhata to represent you. Right. I see.
She's really lost her father all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just too hard to bear. Gina, please. Okay, so here's what we know, though. Gina?
Oh, alright then. Blimey, give her a rest with her mice. My mice, Harris. So come on then. Fill us in. Who done it?
Unfortunately, we don't know that yet.
You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. Naruhado and all of us know that you're innocent of this crime. And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish. Yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think you know why you broke into Winda. I think I know why you broke into Windabanks that night. Looks like I'm gonna have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason and thrust it in Gina's face. Or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. Alright. Go back one step. Okay. So it's obviously that she went for this. We found this in Mr. Windabank's storeroom. The manuscript for Iris's latest story. Right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the storeroom at Windabanks showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina, who broke open the box containing this manuscript last night? Huh? You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound at Baskervilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Why don't you tell us what happened? Please! So let's talk about representation in court. We already have the representation papers and the documents we need. All we have to do is send them to the court clerk. That is, if you allow me to represent you in court tomorrow. Nah, don't bother. Jeannie, rip them off and shock him, would ya? Them representation papers, or whatever they're called. They're sounding fancy enough to ever been. So, what will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own. I don't think you will be. Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. This is one stubborn pickpocket. Alright, please tell me. Okay. I think you saw it. Alright, yeah. This Baskerville story. It's the latest Sholmes event, right? But it ain't been printed yet. So I figured it's gotta be worth a few pieces of silver, right? Yes, at least 5,000 pounds. What? So you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, do you? No, Ginny, how could you? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I wasn't gonna sell it. I wanted to know if I'd find out if the mental script, whatever you call it, was really there or not. That's the only reason I was in there. For Iris's sake, isn't that right? We knew what you've done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. But I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it. Well, when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said the night before. Grant's still a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, a lot of them. She just ain't realized it yet. I'm telling ya, that manuscript made a Windabanks. You'd soon see it if you had a look. If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes. I mean, I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him. Oh, Jenny, that was so sweet of you. Oh, all right. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. So the reason for breaking in, finally! We're getting someplace. Come on, Gina. It wasn't because of Iris. That's not why I did it. I just wanted to know the truth, is all. She wanted to know if Mr. Sholmes was being honest, if it really deposited the manuscript of Windibanks. It's like I told you the night before. I never had a father. But Iris' line ain't like mine. She's got a dad. Only she can see him. Oh my gosh. Oh, when are we gonna tell Iris? Oh my gosh. I feel so bad. When are we gonna tell Iris about this? And I reckon that's gotta be out there. That's why you write the stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded to me anyway. Last night, while I was listening to what you were saying. Stories about Daddy. Okay, are we allowed to read the manuscript, please? At least part of it? You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective? So much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner. Well, that's how I see it, yeah. You're so thoughtful and kind, Ginny. Yes, and we never thought any differently, did we? Look, give it a rest, will ya? I ate all this nonsense. Yeah, I ate it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how I work. Because if you trust no one, then no one can take you down. So leave me alone. Go on, scupper. I hadn't noticed until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there on both sleeves of the overcoat. There's some very suspicious red stains. Oh, what are you looking at me like that? I think I may be worth presenting some of our other findings in the area to Gina now. Sorry, Gina. We need to talk about other stuff. Let's see if this is it. Those stains on the sleeve of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet. What? Blood, Mr. Naruhodo? You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So could it be blood that splattered from Mr. Windibank when he was shot last night? Well, let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine will get results much faster than anything else. Oh, take it easy, Iris. Don't move, Ginny. I'm going to shit. Oh my gosh. Ah, sorry. Wrong button again. I need to keep this. This alone, to me, proves that Gina did not do anything because of the scene of the crime. How the scene of the crime looks. Wait, this is purple. It's not blue, it's purple. I knew it looked old and caked in, but it's like, wait a minute. Now, no, wait. Again, let me go back. Let me go back on my statement. This actually is complicates matters by a lot. Oh, does it? Oh my! What in the? Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. Of course, the black color of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why we haven't seen them till now. blood has reacted with a chemical to turn a purple color, which matches one of the samples we already collected perfectly. Yes, now let's see who had the purple blood. Ah, yes, it was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago. This was Mr. Mason's pocket. Coat, wasn't it? I mean, it makes sense. Mr. Mason was a thin man, so you have a similar build to him. No, this wasn't Mr. No, wait. This wasn't Mr. Mason's, actually. This blood splatter goes outwards. It's like it exploded on the coat. So I'm gonna say this coat is probably, it's definitely McGilded's, but yeah, this further proves that McGilded was indeed the killer in that case. What? What are you on about? The victim? What do you mean? It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. Naruhodo, but I think this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. Yep. It's all too obvious. In my opinion, it's all too obvious. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Mm-hmm. It makes far too much sense. Oi! Would someone explain what's going on? Stop telling half a story! Oh, and now we're with... You know what? Since we have you ahead of you... How about this armband? It means a great deal to me, you know. Oh yeah, I did show this to her. This shares his armband too and wear it each time to appear in court. Well, it's important to me too. It shows that I'm a lawyer. And when I wear it feels to gives me strength. True Kazuma. Absolutely cannot be without it. Especially when I'm at a critical point in a trial. But here's the other day. I noticed you wearing it when we went to visit that park. Sometimes I forget to take it off. Okay, so no. Let's just converse with her. The truth of the omnibus case. We can see now how the blood victims is all over Mr. McGilda's overcoat. But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said it isn't his testimony. More McGilded, because of course, I love his voice, so of course I do it. Of course, I apologize to every Irish person everywhere. Sorry. Now I ask just, what good had a soul when I rushed to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me clothes now, was I? So I reached out to give the man a hand. But if you look at his overcoat now, it's clear. These stains couldn't have a reason for McGilda trying to pull the victim to his feet. No, if that was what really happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat. The only explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over McGilda's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. Damn it! I freaking knew it! Freaking knew McGilda was... I always felt dirty over that case. And this is the reason! Freaking McGilded is the killer! Of course it's the killer! I've tried to run from the truth for long enough. But there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, was Magnus McGilded. And again I have to ask, why? What was the motive? Like was there a point in killing one of your debtors? That was it? That's the point? Because he owed you money? This guy, I swear. Mr. Naruhodo. That horrible case is solved at last. And I hope the man walk free from the trial!
You saw the twisted testimony and that sham evidence to prove his innocence.
Could I have let it happen? You know, did you believe it though?
Maybe initially. I, personally? Maybe initially. But as the case went more on and on, I knew that something was very kooky.
Did you believe Mr. McGilden was innocent?
I believed, or rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon.
Weapon?
A lawyer's weapon. Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson.
You mean Kazuma-sama?
Listen, Ryunosuke. We lawyers are only human. We can't know for sure what is the truth and what is a lie, which is why we must resort to our primary weapon, an unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have.
Unwavering belief?
Only when we truly believe in what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. What's funny, Gina?
Huh. Sounds like it's not by Japan you come from. Everyone must be soft. Well, come on. Look at this mess it's got you into. Believing the Bogdrada.
Yes, I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free.
Well, at least you learned your lesson now, eh? Believing in people's never worth it. So it always stabs you in the back in the end. As soon as you let down your guard, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one can help but no one. Gina, may I ask you something? What? I'd just like to make absolutely sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? How many times do I have to say it? Read them up and chuck them away! Are you really sure that's what you want? I bet that's what he wants now. Oh, now. Mr. I'm a believer lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. I led everyone to the garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you can believe in me after that? Not likely. Well, Mr. Naruhodo?
His primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. Stop looking at me with those eyes, Iris! Seriously. Those hurt eyes of... This is a girl that's hurting. And the way she's looking at me, I can't. And they're just you with that stern look. Stop it, please. I'm trying to do this. So, truth of the matter. Do I trust her? Do I not trust her? Trust her, not trust her. Oh my gosh, this is a really, really tough one. Because, yes, she did lie, and her lie was that what led McGilda to, you know. But at the end of the day, I know why she did it. That's the thing. I know why she did it. I know the things that she had to do to get where she wanted to be. What she needs right now. And what she needs right now is trust. Gina, let me say this again. Please, allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Sorry, are you half-baked? Not at all. You have not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously, Mr. Naruto, did you hear what I said before? I'm a born liar. Things just trip off me tongue. I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you into all sorts of trouble. Why would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it. Gina? I do understand why you chose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there is more to this life than you yet realize. What do you mean? The world we live in is full of people you would do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down. They will never give you up. And that's all I'm gonna say. Okay, that's my Sprinkle. It's true that I'm just a student of law. And I'm certainly lacking courtroom experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I'm completely on your side. What do you expect to say to that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Then it's decided. I will take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. You would be ashamed to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully. Do what you like. You, Mr. Floodheart. I don't know what you are, I don't get you. Aww. She's a sweetheart. Alright. Gina's taking herself off the back of her cell. She'd never admit it, but I do hope she's feeling relieved. That turned out alright in the end. I think. Anyway. Oh! Whoever's hiding there! Show yourself at once! Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice! Miss Susato? Somebody's there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before. Well, it's not in my room, thank goodness. What? Sorry, I heard my neighbor. Yeah, but it's not about me. Blimey, you're sharp, eh? Oh, the inspector. I thought we were just about done with this case. It's like, oh, I suppose you really want to I suppose you were using one of those mystic Japanese arts, like the art of stealth. I've first approached about. If anyone's being stealthy, it was you, Inspector.
Grexy!
Oh, dear me, I am most terribly sorry, Your Ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you.
How long have you been listening to our conversation?
Griff, oh, listen, no. I just got word that there were visitors who were refusing to leave, even though it was after hours. I assure you, Your Ladyship, I only just arrived. It's very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all there is. Nothing untoward. Nothing at all.
After hours? Is it that late already?
So then, I humbly excuse myself for now, Your Ladyship. Ta-ta, toodaloo, cheerio, all the best, bye and bye-bye.
That's a lot of farewells and not one of them appropriate for her ladyship. But I wanted to have a chat.
I'm terribly sorry, but time is pressing at the minute.
Oh, I see. That's a shame. It's a shame.
If I don't get this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt...
Emergency at the Supreme Court.
dealt with Sharpish, Lord Strongheart will...
Emergency? Lord Strongheart?
No, nothing! Oh, forget it, sir, anything. Anyway, I'm off.
Alright, Grexy, if you have to. But let's chat soon.
Delighted, Sharp. Can't wait. If you please. My pleasure.
That's a lot of pleasantries and not one of them sounded sincere. You know what I would love? If that scene, if it's instead of like having him fade out, they actually just move this model off screen, like just kind of. That would have been funnier. Chris is so funny. He always says such silly things. It's certainly entertaining to see an inspector of the police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what this emergency is at the Supreme Court. I must attend the court clerk's office now before it closes. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mr. Sato. Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Naruhodo. I shall meet you there later. Alright, Susato. Okay. And so our investigation came to an end. Susato-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. And then he hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Susato-san will be leaving Britain, and making her way back to Japan. Oh no, it's still tough because I know this is like the fifth case. It's like, okay, now you have to be you have to be yourself. You have to grow as a lawyer. But Susato-san, man, Susato-san, don't leave us. Naruhodo-san, it's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted. What about you, Susato-san? Today has been more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Jones was shot before our eyes. Gina was arrested. All on the back of the news, our father had fallen ill and she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm. And yet, I seem unable to find the words to express any of them. I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your judicial assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow. One final task? Oh boy! Yeah. Anything else I want to present to her? I guess there's no point. Let's just converse with her about going back to Japan. It's just 2 months since we arrived in London, but we managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regrets.
So sorry, Suzuka-san.
It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts.
I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel as I've learned something. And
What would that be?
it seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities.
Facets?
And like a jewel, the light plays off in them in complex patterns, illuminating their actions and their motives. But we only see a small number of the total facets. And what is illuminated is only a part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What did the facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on, for as long as we live.
That's so true.
Sometimes I feel as though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day it will all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated. And I'll finally understand how everything fits together.
Naruhodo-san.
I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open. And we keep moving forward. Even if the way sometimes seems dark.
It's amazing to think it's been just 2 months. You've grown so much.
Sorry? What?
No. It was nothing. Unimportant.
So is there something else you need to tell us? I mean, between us two, you know, no mind. Just you, me, and anybody who's been playing this game. Tell us. Anyway, about tomorrow's departure. Do you know what time you'll leave London in the morning?
Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 a.m.
4 a.m.! That is too early. I see. Well, I'll escort you to the station.
Absolutely not.
Sorry?
I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow.
Gina's trial. Yes, I know, but
every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you will find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try.
After this, we might never see her again. But she's such an important part of this game. I hope she comes back for the sequel, though. Which will be the next game after this, which is in this collection. You mentioned White Final Task a moment ago. What do you mean?
Oh, my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this.
What is that? Some huge bundle of documents?
It's my notes from the case 2 months ago.
Huh.
The murder that was committed on the omnibus.
The McGilda case.
It seems to me that this case of Mr. Windibanks' murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up to that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you.
With everything else she's had to think about, Suzuka-san still managed to do this. And all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting.
It was my pleasure. I can only hope that I will bust through your case for tomorrow, for Gina.
Thank you so much, Suzuka-san. I will do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world.
Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure.
Wait, what? No, Suzuka, no. Take that thought you're having, just shuck it as far away as you can. Get rid of it. Do not even think about it again. You are not a failure in any reckoning. Not at all. Sorry? I didn't quite what you said before.
Oh, ignore me. I was just mumbling to myself. McGilly case notes collated by Miss Suzuto about the McGilly case that we worked on 2 months ago. We won't be able to see it, right? Well, it's getting rather late. It is, but I want to check this before you leave. Okay, the only was murder, victim found, this is on different. Okay. Okay. That's all we got? Come on, I thought we were gonna see something else. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Mr. Naruto-san. I just finished packing up my things in my room. So, son, I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night. Oh, wait, there's something I need to say. What was that? Secret to Nick of mine. This is the shutdown. Shut down? Please, I implore you. If we have to voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. Stop! Why does this part want me to cry so much? Stop! Okay. Lift yourself over, that's okay. Suzuto-san. It truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us. And the truth about that nemesis of a case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted. And yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes, and as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind. Eventually, my fatigue triumphed, and I fell into a deep sleep. Wait, there's more? 7th, the small hours, St. Sinner's Hospital, Ward 3. The small hours, so this is like the very morning, okay. It's not even morning, it's like the wee hours. Yeah. Oh, that's right, the small hours, the wee hours. Oh my gosh. Now I get it. I don't know who's this, so yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off of my mind. Rest assured. Sorry, I completely forgot. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place exactly as we have discussed. Thank you so much. It has been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes. On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. My dear madame. Aww. She actually managed to say goodbye to Sholmes. This case is just hitting me right here in the feels. I thought it was gonna be a little more sinister, but no. Thank goodness it was a heartfelt goodbye. Alright. It has been a while. It has been a great while. Oh my gosh. Let me just save. Guarantee that I have saved. Okay. That is our case. That is indeed our case. Oh my gosh, that was That was a lot. That was indeed a lot. Okay. Shall we get out of hiding, though? Yeah, I think this is good. Okay. Oh my gosh. Uh, actually, I wanna shrink. There you go. Shrunk a little bit, but I'm still here. I'm still visible. I'm still here. Hi. Oh boy. Thoughts on the case so far. First of all, I this case is gonna break me. This case is gonna ruin me emotionally. Oh my gosh. How do you get emotionally attached to something like this? They're just pixels on a screen, man. Yeah. Sure. The setting is a real life setting, London, and it's a real like place, but it's like, and it's a real life era, but it's the characters are fictitious. It's like, why is this like making me cry? Look how hard I can cry. That's what I'm thinking right now. Okay. Uh oh my gosh. Okay. Um Real quick, uh we don't know. I don't think we've seen the culprit yet. If we have seen the culprit, the only one I can think of that might be the culprit is the person the person who tried to pull the wool over our eyes and say, hey, this is mine when it really wasn't his. The guy, that was dressed in all white. Mm. That's the only one I can think could be the killer. Uh, thinking, sorry. The problem is, just like every other case, we are woefully underprepared. We don't have the evidence. We don't have any like clear, concise image of what we need. And by the way, this is part of course for Ace Attorney. Don't think this is like something new. Like Ace Attorney always does this. They always underprepares you. But oh my gosh, poor Gina. Poor little Gina. Now I want to look. I wanted to look at images from Ace Attorney just to put them here, but I realized that unless it's promotional material, I do not want to look at it because it's gonna be spoilers, and obviously the whole no spoilers rule is big for me. Oh, by the way, let's put the audio back in. There we go. We got some audio in. Oh yeah, something relaxing while I realize what I'm going to do with the game. Okay, real quick. Okay, let's see if this doesn't ruin anything. Where is it? All right. Let me see. Wait. Wait. Is the audio gone? Wait a second. Okay. Can you hear the background music? I hope you can, cause new song. Yeah, it's very calm. It's very calm. I'm just in lo-fi music because it's first of all it's free to use. Thank you, lo-fi girl, for making this connection, this music very very easy to use for all of us. Um. Oh, there we go. All right. So I was just looking at my mixer because I don't wanna. Oh, yeah. Here we go. So for this, good. Oh, I'm still hearing the. I'm still hearing the audio from the. That's odd. Okay. Let me. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. There we go. So did you know is National Video Game Day? Yeah, it's kind of trippy. I didn't know there was a National Video Game Day, but there is a National Video Game Day, and I'm happy as a clam to. I'm happy as a clam to have National Video Game Day as always. Who's this guy? Okay. Yes, Twitter doesn't. Uh, okay, give me a second. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it a stream. Okay, I'm gonna call it a stream now. So, let me just do my ending. If I was gonna say if it is your birthday, why did I suddenly think of Cadicarus? I don't know why I suddenly thought of Cadicarus. By the way, Cadicarus is great. If you also haven't seen Cadicarus, give it a try. He's great. I want you all to have a wonderful, fantastic day because you deserve it, and because it's National Video Game Day. My name is Nick Cobra, and I wish you farewell. Bye. Okay, this is the cutoff point, and since this is the cutoff point, I am going to actually I'm gonna do a little bit of something. Yes. Okay. This is life, ladies and gentlemen. This is very life. I just decided to stop because it's no. What I need is this. There we are. Hi. So let's see who's on Twitch right now, because I wanna rate. I haven't rated anybody in like forever. Who should I rate though? You know what? Let's see if I can raid somebody. Let's see if I can raid. Oh my gosh, am I dropping frames? I maybe I drop a few frames here and there, but almost nothing. Okay, good. All right, let's see if we can raid Vivishan. I don't know how long she's been going on, but why the hell not? Let's give her a shot. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to drop the audio right now. There we go. And thank you. I will now raid. Let me just do this. Yeah, go here. There we go. Keep it this way so I can see. Beautiful. And now, let me see. Am I still there? Yes, I'm still there. Yay. Okay, let's start it. There we go. Hopefully she's still there. But, yeah. This is a nice stream. So I guess hopefully everything goes well. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Tuesday, Final Fantasy X. Thursday, Psychonauts and whatever else I want to put in it. And then the weekends is for Ace Attorney. Until October, which then every day of the week will become Metroid. But for now, it's Ace Attorney. Laters! Enjoy the raid.